Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for convening this hearing today to review the State Department's budget request for the Middle East and North Africa. As we consider what the Department and USAID has requested, we must also consider the policies and realities that undergird the budget request. 7 out of $10 that the Department requests for the MENA region are directed toward foreign military financing. Millions of dollars more in programs managed by the Department of Defense flow towards counterterrorism and train, advise, and equip missions. Finally, tens of billions of defense articles are sold to partner and allied governments every year in the region. This has been the trend not because security relationships are easier, nor is this the case because the United States is not willing or able to purposefully perform economic, humanitarian, and development programs across the MENA region. Quite the contrary, in fact. The United States' focus on security assistance has been and will likely continue to be the trend because this is a region of the world where hard power decisions still carry the most weight. Security for their people, economies, and interests is still the primary concern of every single partner and ally the United States has in the region. With security first on everyone's mind, we must confront the government most in favor of undermining or destroying what fragile stability exists, Iran. I continue to be concerned by the Biden administration's position, or sometimes lack thereof, on stopping Iran. Since it's become clear Iran could not be stopped at the negotiating table, a realization that took far too long, Iran has not stood still even while we have. It's deepened its conventional military ties with Russia and China, improving its own conventional military capabilities and industrial base while fueling Putin's invasion of Ukraine. It's supported China's economy with discounted oil, sales the administration has repeatedly turned a blind eye towards. Its proxies in Gaza just launched more than 1,000 rockets at Israel, including towards Jerusalem. And just last week, it tested yet another ballistic missile capable of reaching Israel and beyond. In the face of these advances, I have yet to hear the administration articulate a clear policy towards the regime in Tehran that utilizes every tool in our unilateral and multilateral toolbox. This is not an Iran hearing, but these concerns and our discussion today is educated by the lack of answers the Senate received 2 weeks ago, and because Iran's attempts to upset regional security manifest themselves in many of the decisions we make about policy and budgetary priorities. In an era of strategic competition, dollars, force posture, and prioritization of strategic assets are not fungible. The threat from Iran draws our focus and resourcing away from Europe, and especially East Asia, the priority theater for the United States. Likewise, within the region, if our counterterrorism focus is directed towards Iran and its proxies, then we're required to pull our attention from groups like Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, in Yemen, or ISIS. In our hearing today, I hope to hear from our witnesses about how they, first and foremost, are positioning the Department and USAID to tackle the question of security in the region. The decades-long the contest with China remains our nation's highest geostrategic priority, even as our focus is drawn towards Europe in response to Putin's war in Ukraine. We still have a persistent interest in the stability, security, and over time the progress of democracy and accountability in the Middle East and North Africa. The American people and our economic and national security are impacted by developments in the Middle East. It's both a space for competition with strategic rivals in Russia and China, but also a region where adversaries, allies, and partners are vying for influence, prosperity, and security. Both of these parallel tracks will be disturbed if we permit the further erosion of regional stability, an erosion driven by our lack of firm resolve and action in the face of increasingly complex threats. With that, I once again thank our witnesses for their appearance today. I look forward to our discussion. Chairman.